Oh, this is CHistrue here. And if there's one theme that's been consistent throughout my videos, it has been the fact that I'm an advocate for the children of the United States and the world. And I've never compromised on that. I'm an advocate for education. I've advocated for the rights of everybody as much as I can. In particular, I made a video a while ago. It might still be up there. I might have pulled it. I don't know. But I made a video that I think the voting age ought to be lowered. It ought to be brought down to 8 for all I care, or even no voting age at all, that even 4-year-olds know enough about the need to fund education that they ought to be able to go to the voting booth. And it's interesting that universally that's been roundly condemned. Oh, CHistrue, you've got to be some kind of a communist. CHistrue, you're some kind of a subversive because, well, it should be adults who pay taxes. They should be the ones to vote. And, you know, children ought to just shut up. And yet, that very same society that says that is also eroding the age limit in another way. Where it used to be that, you know, at 18 and above was when sexuality began, but then below that, they were often had, you know, very restrictive policies towards teenage dating, and yet now it's gone the other way to where 6-year-olds are now being sexualized or being entered into beauty contests. And there was a study done that, which is shocking. There was a study done that 6-year-olds prefer sexualized dolls to unsexualized dolls because they see that that's where the popularity is. Now, society has gone from one extreme to the other, and yet there's a consistent thread that remains the same. And that consistent thread is that people are objects. That's American society. That people are objects, that people are commodities. And that's capitalist economics 101, that human beings are there to be sold. And so it's interesting that the very same society that resists the idea of lowering the voting age seems to have no problem with John Benet Ramsey, with beauty contests for toddlers. What's going on here? This is the wholesale exploitation of human beings in the most rank and brutal sense. Now, I'm not a prude. I'm not a Victorian. I am for sexuality. I am adamantly in favor of human sexuality. I'm so much in favor of human sexuality that I think, if anything, human sexuality is what will save the day. But that human sexuality must not be an exploitive thing. It must not be I think every single person should engage in human sexuality. But not 6-year-olds, okay? 6-year-olds are there to develop as people. I don't believe in repression. But what we're seeing here is not the opposite of repression. It's the same as repression. It is the same denial of human rights. It is a denial of the human person. It is the transformation of the human person into a slab of meat. It's dehumanization. And you, watching this, what have you done to take a stand? I'm making a video. And I'm saying that it's wrong. Not because I'm old-fashioned, not because I'm a Puritan, not because I'm a stick in the mud. And I know a lot of you think I am, because all my videos are nerd videos. They're all about math, they're all about philosophy, and they're all about theoretical physics or political tirades like this one. Okay, that's fine. But you know, at the very end of the day, my conscience is clear. Because I took a stand for education. I've taken a stand for the end of it, against abuse. And I'm taking a stand right now for the most basic human right, and that's the right to be a human and not to be a simulacra. Like a lot of these celebrities who grew up as child actors and actresses who have ended up screwed up because of what was done to them. They were turned into commodities. They were denied their own personhood. Okay, unfortunate, and that's the sad case of, let's say, Michael Jackson. I mean, whatever happened with the kids there, I don't know. But I do know that he was hurt himself. And that he probably, whatever happened, he was a victim himself. No protections. No new basic human rights. Ladies and gentlemen, you are in a very sick society. You are not in a good society. Good societies do not watch 6-year-olds dressed up as whores. Again, I'm not anti-sex. I am very much in favor of the end of hypocrisy around the subject of sex. But what we're talking about here is not the sex. What we're talking about here is the marketing of children to, let's figure out who's watching this. It's pedophiles. It has to be, right? Who else would be watching John Benet Ramsey? Who else would be watching these things? And yet I don't hear a hue and cry. You know, if we were to ban football tomorrow, and I would be the first one in favor of banning football because society would wake up. If we were to shut down the churches and synagogues and other places of worship, there'd be a hue and cry, and rightly so. Okay, freedom of religion. If YouTube were shut down tomorrow, there'd be a hue and cry, and rightly so, freedom of expression. But you know something? When you have, it's very strange that some of the worst abuses of humanity, I don't hear a hue and cry over. This is CHistrue asking the public to take a stand for children, take a stand for education. Okay, right now the teachers' unions are under attack for advocating for education. Take a stand for that. I posted a video on children voting. We can disagree around that. I'm in favor of lowering the voting age for children. Okay. Take a stand for the rights of the most abused among us. And for goodness sakes, call your local television, the FCC, and take a stand to get these toddler beauty contests kicked off the air. And while you're at it, write to studio executives, not to the FCC, because it's freedom of speech, but write to the studio executives themselves to get some of the other crap off the air. I don't recognize freedom of speech when it comes to the sexual images of children. I don't recognize that. There's no freedom of speech when it comes to that. Sorry. This is CHistrue signing off and taking a stand. Thank you.